Hey everyone, Tom Cook here. Hope you're all having a really good weekend. It's Saturday evening here, and hope you've had a really good time with family, out doing activities, whatever you've been doing. Hope you've got off to a really good start. Um, there's something that we all search for in life. There's something that we all search deeply for, and that's joy and happiness. We could all do with more happiness in our lives. How many of you agree with that? We want happiness in abundance, but it can be very hard to find that happiness sometimes. We don't know where to get it from. We can be totally lost and confused as to how to get hold of it. We think it's buried within materialistic items, new houses, new cars, new clothes. We think this is the source of our happiness, but it really isn't. I mean, yeah, a new car, a new house, yeah, it gets you happy, it gets you excited, but only for a short period of time. The true happiness and joy that I'm talking about is sustainable, and it lasts with you forever. It stays with you for very, very long periods of time. And that you're not going to find that in money, you're not going to find that in new clothes. It's not where it exists. And that is because I mean, think about this. There are a lot of wealthy people out there. There are a lot of millionaires, but they haven't found the true source of happiness, and they have all these incredible things around them that you and I would be desperate to have. We wouldn't bat an eyelid if somebody said, "Do you want these?" But they've got it all, and they're still not happy. But that's because they haven't done the one thing that we need to do as humans, and that's to contribute. That's to contribute and serve, to serve and help others. That is a purpose. That is a purpose that is worthwhile following. Human nature is to help others. It's to give back. It's to free people from pain in any way we can. Think about it when you're suffering, when you're struggling with something, you seek out other people. You want their sympathy, you want their help. And that's what we need to do to others. Because the truth of the matter is there are people struggling in far worse positions than we are. I mean, if you take your problems, there is probably somebody with far worse problems out there. And I believe firmly that as a human race, we are interdependent and not independent. I've said it before. We can't go at this alone. We can't do anything on our own. We need each other. And there is nothing more fulfilling than helping somebody to live even just a fraction of a bit of a better quality of life. Just a fraction better than what they're living now. And that might come through donating money to a good cause. Or if you don't have money to give your time, volunteer for something. Maybe there's some old clothes. Maybe there's some old clothes that are out there, and packs in your wardrobes and stuff that you can get rid of. Um, I haven't shared this with anyone yet, but something I did back in January, and we had this extremely cold snap, and I always portion every month. I portion some of my money aside, um, as like a it's like a charitable donation. That's something that can be given away, and I didn't know. A part of me, it didn't want to give the money just to a charity and go, there you go. I wanted to do something with it worthwhile. So I had an idea. I thought, well, I could kill two birds with one stone here. I took the money, I took it to some charity shops around town, and I brought loads of old clothes. I brought hats, scarves, gloves. Ended up with a sleeping bag as well that was given to me. from one of the charity shops they were trying to get rid of. Just loads of jumpers and fleeces, warm clothes. And what I ended up doing is I went into London, because for me, I've been wondering every time I've gone into London recently and wandered around the town, it's the homeless crisis is horrific, and it just seems to be swept under the carpet. It just seems to be forgotten about. And I knew I had to do something. I knew how to contribute somehow and help. And I had these big bag of clothes, and I took them down on the train, and I took them into central London, and I was just going. I was going around, and I just, anyone who was there on the street, I just, do you want a hat? Do you want some gloves? Do you want some new socks? Here's a scarf. Oh, your sleeping bag's not very good. Here's a new one. Um, and it was hard. It was hard to see people in such a state, struggling so terribly. But it made me realize how grateful I was for what I had. But in that moment, it felt so, after I'd finished the night, after I was done, and in that moment, I felt so fulfilled, and I felt happy that I could have given my own time and my own resources to make somebody else's life better. Just some new clothes, to somebody who's homeless isn't going to solve anything. But on one of the most freezing nights of the year, I think they were pretty happy, and some of them showed real gratitude just for having some warm clothes. And it's that feeling that you can't get it from buying the clothes. As I said, you can't get it from that. It doesn't come from materialistic things. You have to contribute. You have to help. This is a cry from me to you to think of something that you can do to make somebody's life better. There are so many ways you can do it. You can get creative. If you're into your fitness, do something. Do a walk or a run. Go further than you wouldn't usually do. Do something big, but use it to your advantage and get creative with it, and then you can help somebody. And trust me, that feeling of helping somebody is so good. We have to serve as a human nation, as a human race. We have to serve. We have to help. So just coming off the back of this video, think about what you can do. And I would love to see you implement something. I would love to see you change somebody's life just for a moment. Just make it a little bit better. And now I assure you, if you keep doing this, if you keep helping, you'll find joy, you'll find happiness, you'll find fulfillment. Go out and do it. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.